All right, good morning. It is Tuesday, January the 20th, 2026. Hope everyone had a nice long holiday weekend with MLK Day yesterday. Congratulations to the Indiana Hoosiers, national champions last night. Quite a turnaround. I know we have some Hoosiers fans that we work with, so happy for you guys this morning. My dad is in town, right? So he came in kind of for the weekend and a few days here early this week. So my kids love it when Grandpa comes in town. I would say the highlight of the weekend was we were over at my friend's house, who's got this little sport court in the back. So we had a pretty intense game of street hockey. All right, so it was kids against the adults. My dad was moving around pretty good. He's kind of, maybe slowed down a little bit, but like he's still got the hands, still making some plays. He ended up retreating back. He was playing goalie for much of the game. Somehow the kids won 10-9. I'm not sure how that happens. I think the adults, we might have to play a little more physical once we get the opportunity for a rematch, maybe. So, nonetheless, great weekend. We hope you had a nice weekend as well. All right, kicking off this week, you should be receiving some mail from us this week. I think we had mailed most of them kind of, I think they left our office maybe Friday or Saturday. So, most of you should be receiving it kind of early this week. Well, maybe with the holiday, maybe mid to late this week. But inside that envelope, it's going to contain a few things. So maybe most importantly, it's our 1099 summary letter. Okay, so this is something we started doing a handful of years ago, but really, really important because that 1099 summary letter, which we always encourage you to share a copy with your tax preparer, your CPA. All right, that document is going to outline things like qualified charitable distributions, right? And as I've shared with many of you in the past, right? Like your 1090, like the 1099 that comes from Schwab or Altruist or Fidelity, right? You'll see many times that box 2B, it's checked, that box will be checked that says, taxable amount not determined, that 2B. And that's because, from Schwab's perspective, if you're writing charitable checks from your IRA, right? So if you're 70 and a half years old and you're giving via qualified charitable distributions out of your IRA, Schwab has no way of really confirming whether that check is going to a 501c3, a charitable organization, or if like I wrote one client last week, or if those checks are going to buy a Disney cruise or something, right? So on our office, that's why we send out the 1099 summary letter, because on that letter it's going to spell out, okay, here's the distributions out of that IRA. Here's what was written to 501c3s and so forth. So that's going to be an important part of the letter you receive. Also, those of you that are subject to required minimum distributions for 2026, we will have your updated amount, right? That you need to take out anytime between now and December 31st. All right, so no hurry on when those funds come out. In fact, with the spring reviews coming up here in the next month or two, for most of you, that's usually the best time to kind of lay out the game plan for your RMD, right? When we want to distribute. So some of you prefer monthly distributions. Some of you are working in, as I alluded to, those qualified charitable distributions. So, and that's so the third part is actually that the spring review letter will also be included in that envelope. So again, let us know if you have questions on any of those documents as you receive them. But for most of these pieces, we'll be able to kind of walk through the details in your upcoming review. All right, quickly on global markets, off to a decent start here in 2026. Futures this morning are down a little bit with some international kind of foreign relation headlines, if you will. First on my list, Japan. All right, so the new Japanese Prime Minister kind of unveiled, some additional stimulus measures, kind of her plan, which some economists are seeing as potentially inflationary. All right, so on some of her remarks, you saw some bond yields rise kind of throughout the globe. All right, so remember, inverse relationship between bond yields and bond prices, right? So some of her comments, right, pushed yields up, meaning some bond prices moved lower, right, which makes sense. So that's one, and then the second, of course, many of you I'm sure have heard, so some new tensions between the United States and Europe over President Trump's idea to acquire Greenland. All right, well, while this feels a bit more of like a political topic, it is moving financial markets primarily due to the renewed tariff threats, kind of the bickering back and forth. So we'll see. Domestically here in the U.S., the fundamentals seem okay at the moment, which is why it's been a decent couple years in markets. Not decent, it's been a really good couple years in markets here. So earnings growth looks strong. Inflation seems to have subsided. At least that rate of change has come to a level that feels a little bit better. And energy prices remain pretty reasonable as well. So questions, comments, concerns, please don't hesitate to reach out to our team. We're in the process of, we're getting ready for reviews. Yeah, I know we call it a spring review, but this year we're going to start like mid-February. So we're excited to see many of you. Questions, comments, concerns, please don't hesitate to reach out to our team. And we hope you have a great week. Thanks.